I prefer it when people can just speak out instead of raising their hand. I mean, obviously, sometimes if there's a lot of people, then you've got to manage it. But I like this the intimate group where people can just speak out and there's then it just feels more like a real conversation.
What time is it for you, Josh?
It is 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Oh,
Oh,
hmm.
that's
Yes,
decent.
it's and I'm actually upside down. You've got to look at you're pretty much on the exact opposite side of the world to you Americans. So you've got to look at your feet and imagine me upside down down there, going all the way through.
Hmm.
I think there was a mast who balanced always on his head because he saw the face of God in each patch of ground and couldn't bear to put his feet upon the face of God. So, a bit like that. Yeah. But I was thinking, and I mean, I'm always open to group suggestion. I like round table model, so I love communal input. But we do some practical exercises. Last time we talked about the theory of bringing joy through barber into one's life, and I was thinking because we talked so much about writing, we could have, and we've all got like computers or notepads nearby. We could do a short, practical, intuitive writing period, and then getting back an optional sharing. Um, so yeah, if if you don't like that, speak now or forever hold your peace. Um, I've come up with a couple of topics as well because so what we talked about last time is that some people had been yeah, using writing to try and access their intuition, so I guess they were writing what they feel Barbara would say to them, right? And the prefix I want to put out there is that if anyone has their barber is going to say their intuition stuff, and my barber is going to say my stuff, but I'm not necessarily going to listen to what your barber says. Okay, my first and foremost resolve is to listen to my own barber. So I feel like that should be done, just so that we don't have someone saying, I intuited barber to go to tell you to pay me lots of money or something like that. That's pretty obvious kind of stuff. But, just in case, I thought it's good to talk about and chat about. But yes, and I also last week talked about how important and powerful it is to be just doing gratitudes to Baba, just writing down in lists things that you're grateful to Baba for. I think that's of all my 50 journals, 50 plus journals that I've filled, that I think that's the creme de la creme is literally just taking some boring time, even when I don't want to, and just thanking Baba for having hair, thanking Baba for there being the color the green in the world, thanking Baba that I live in a time with a washing machine and I don't have to wash my clothes with a rock in the river. Things like that are very powerful. So yes, now there's also well, I suggest those who want to write on paper, go grab your notebooks and paper. You can also just use uh, your computer. You can also, if you're very lazy, you can say things out loud to yourself, or you can just think it if you're completely lazy, and that's fair enough. I'm thinking we're going to have a 10-minute writing time because that feels not too short, not too long. And then a share, and then we'll see how we go. Maybe we'll have more, maybe we'll have less. We'll play around. Um, yes. Take your time though to find your things. Will be a while before we set in. But yeah, a couple of the other points that I came up with that I'm going to be asking Barbara because I'm going to be doing it with you folks, and then I'll be sharing if I feel like I want to, is uh I'm going to be asking Barbara about what choices to potentially make, whether I should buy the chocolate chip ice cream or the mint chip ice cream. I'm not even going to be asking him about whether or not I should be eating ice cream because then then he might say journey and ice. So instead, I just ask him what flavor. That's the trick there. No,
Whoops.
This reminds me of my two-way prayer group,
Yeah.
What?
but you're kind of breaking up, Josh.
Yeah,
You're definitely
life
breaking up.
priorities. I love to try and get Barbara inspired from Tina because I last. So, am I breaking up? I'll go to an area with more internet, but yes, I'm going to go to an area with more. But yeah, so it'll be. I'll have internet soon. Whoa, this is my
Tina,
Wi-Fi. But yeah, so
Tina, I wanted to
you
ask
go.
you, since we have a lull, I went on Baba Zoom, but that's not through Baba Zoom. Is it your prayer group?
No, it's
Oh,
a
yeah, because it
separate.
sounded like kind of a really neat idea.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
I like it.
yeah. But are the other people Baba lovers too?
No, they're not Baba
Oh, so
lovers.
you just, oh, I see, I see.
But so they you write for 10 minutes
Mm-hmm,
and then you go into breakout rooms and
mm-hmm. Yeah,
they'll
that's what
tell
you
me
said. Yeah.
tell you what they heard.
I was thinking maybe not breakout rooms just while we start to make sure that we've got everyone being nice to each other and not telling other people, oh, no, that's not what Barbara did. Barbara would never say that, or just keep it friendly.
No, you keep the
But yeah, so
comments neutral.
Who do you think we are? We're nice people.
I know you're nice, Marta. It's but I've been around Barb lovers a fair bit. I know that Barb likes to stir things up. But okay, so yeah, let's start with the 10-minute. Or before we start, any questions or any people stuck for what to write about or anything before we dive in? You,
Yes,
Marta, go for it. Maria, Marion.
yes, this is Marion. It's not clear to me what we're doing. Could you
Yeah,
say
it's
it
not
very
clear to me either.
succinctly what it is we're actually doing?
Okay, so it's an invitation, of course. So never feel like I'm commanding anyone anything. But yeah, it's an option for you to have a two-way prayer writing session between you and your intuitive perception of Baba. Okay, so writing for 10 minutes, see if you're getting any intuitions coming through. Or you could be trying to cultivate gratitude, or you could just be talking to Baba. A lot of Barbara's very silent, rarely talks back to me. But so sometimes it might just be me talking, but the option is there to try and do some creative writing between you and your intuition for 10 minutes, and then we share.
Oh, okay. Okay. Thanks.
No worries. Was that your question too, Marta, or was there another delicious anecdote you'd like to add, or anything else that I can clear up for you?
No, that was my question.
Okay, yeah. All right. So, Jeff's now joining. So yeah, why don't we start the 10-minute silent writing? I might feel free to mute me if you need silence. I'm going to start too, but I'll explain to the latecomers what we're doing again. So yeah, Jeff, we've just entered a 10-minute writing session where we're writing to Barbara and inviting our intuitive perception of Barbara to write back to. Just so you know. So feel free to join or not, whatever works. Feel free to write things in the chat as well.
Are we beginning now? Josh, are we beginning?
Yeah.
Okay, everyone, that's your 10 minutes up. But for those who feel like they want to keep running for a little while, take as long as you need, with the exception of whether it's longer than an additional 10 minutes. No, we wouldn't want to be here for 12 hours, but take your time, relax. Yeah, I'll gently start talking about my process because I feel like it's only fair, and I'll share what I feel comfortable with. And then open the space for anyone who does want to share. Completely fine if you don't, completely fine if you do. Yeah, so okay, I sat down and I started writing. And it's always interesting because I 51% trust my intuitive gut, and then I 49% am always skeptical of it. So there's always a battle here, but okay. So I started with my laundry list of my problems, which is very common from what I do when I'm writing to Barbara. Sorry, Barbara. I talked about my poor health. I've had long COVID for like about a year now, which has just given me a lot of fatigue. And talked about desire to get creative work, which I don't have at the moment. I'm at the moment studying some boring stuff, which is good, but yeah, there's frustration inside of me around that sometimes. Also, yeah, just a lot of stress around that. The first thing that I either intuited or just was a brain fart and will mean nothing. Again, I keep those balanced. 51% believe it was intuition, 49% think I don't know what this is. Yeah, it was sort of the thought that I think the Fritz Erich said the most important thing for an aspirant to cultivate is patience. Now, that could be completely out of context. That could be not what he said at all. It could have been completely misinterpreted and he meant something completely different or anything like that. That was just what came to my mind. And then I also had the intuition of this face that I've been making in life. I find that I've been making a distressed face like this more often. I guess someone might call it a garlic face. I don't feel like it's a garlic face, and I'm not actually distressed. It's just a new habit I've been doing. Um, and then here came the main one, which I feel like is the key intuition for the whole session for me, which was it was just my little garden, my balcony garden, which is what I've been growing. And it was just sort of felt like Baba was pointing me towards that. Like as in a way, maybe figuratively of I am like a little pot plant. I know Eric used to call the Westerners pot plants as well, which is funny. And I need to like be gentle with myself as I grow. Maybe that. Maybe it was literally just telling me to go out and touch some grass plants to get on my head. But yeah, I felt like I was also getting these intuitions of yeah, just trying to let go of my control, of my desire for control, which is very difficult, and reiteration that the life is it's just a play. It's just a almost like a game. Um, we're up on stage, but it's not something to take too seriously. Okay, those are the main stuff, and there's more that I can go into there. But feel free to comment if you've got any ideas on that for me. Obviously, each person's perspective is only their own, so I'm free to take or leave your perspective or
I
advice.
have a
But
question. Why are
yes,
you studying business when you're a creative person?
again, it's actually intuition. So I feel like we've really gotten into the crux of intuition. Um, I'm doing it on an intuitive whim. So, well, not whim, but it just feels like the direction that I think Barb wants me to go in. I could be completely misinterpreting Barbara. Um, my channel is not 100% clear in any way. Yeah, but yeah, it's about, I think it's about, yeah, that's just where I feel called to go. This sort of in the same way I'm attracted to barber. Like, so there's no logical reason for me to be a barber lover, but I just can't stop or not. Um, because yeah, this magnetic force draws me there, and same thing, I feel like a business degree is, yeah, again, that feels like it's the right thing.
Something to fall back on.
That's definitely a good, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe that's it is secure. And I plan on not doing stereotypical business stuff. So I plan on doing creative business stuff, hypothetically.
Hmm. Sounds good.
And if anyone has any insights on Baba calling me a pot plant, or maybe like giving me that intuitive key of my potted plants, let me know if anyone has any dream interpretations on that.
What does
Or if
that
you folks
mean
want
to
to share,
you? What
you
does
go,
that
Tina.
mean to you, a potted plant?
Um, I think no. So what it is I haven't been very much of a gardener this life. I haven't had that magnetism towards gardening, but I've found it very rewarding because they're like these beautiful little pets. They're green, they're incredible. It just something feels very spiritual about gardening. And when I'm gardening, yeah, it almost feels like I guess I'm in a church or something. And so I think maybe that's what he's connecting that spirituality to. Mm.
Okay, I'll share mine. Ready?
Oh, it's Cynthia.
Hi, Tina.
Hi.
Um, and Josh, I don't have your like doubting the channel thing. Yeah, I don't even enter into that. Whatever it is, what it is. But I have like it was, and I like to do this when I do this kind of thing with like two different like pens or two different colors, So it's kind of
Mm.
like conversational, where I feel like Bob is talking to me. And I also had patience come up. So when you said like that was a big part of yours, I was like, wow, that was the main thing that came up for me, because yeah, some difficulties in my family life, and I'm like, wow, how do I like stay good support for other people and still, maintain my resources? And Baba was pretty much like um needling me and kind of teasing me and saying like, oh, don't worry, I'll give you plenty of opportunities to develop patience if that's what you're asking for. And I'm like, wait, no, Baba, I wasn't necessarily saying that. Or um this is just not to say Baba said, but whatever, this is just my internal process. He was like, oh, it's a good thing you're not taking care of one of my musts. Yeah, isn't that true? What would you do then? And it was all that kind of just banter, I guess. And just the concept of like taking things moment by moment, and there's no like grand scheme of how I'm going to get through this any differently than, in inviting him into the moments with me and keep going. So, but it was sweet and fun. So I appreciate that.
Cynthia,
Yeah.
where do you live?
I live in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Oh, and you're a Baba lover?
Yeah.
How long?
How long? Since I guess I was in my early 20s. So maybe um I guess over 15 years. Yeah, yeah. I'm almost 40, so yeah.
Oh, you don't look it.
And it's interesting, like the
How are
family
you
stuff. Like
looking?
I'm doing family stuff too, where basically one side of my family has imploded, and a relationship in my extended family has gone from people loving each other, and it's like, yeah, and it's big. It's he stirs the pot. It's a lot of drama. You know, there can be a lot of drama in life. So yeah, interesting stuff. I liked your into. It was so great to hear your stuff because, like, when I heard that, I'm like, oh yeah, that is a good idea. Oh, that's a good idea. Yeah, that
Maybe
was
you should
helpful.
turn your
Mm.
camera off, Josh, because you keep on freezing.
Mm,
That's a
sometimes.
good idea, Tina. I will. I'll just be the voice like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah. Yeah. Jeff, did you
Mm.
write anything? I can't hear you, Jeff. You're muted.
I came in late and I didn't quite get the topic. So I mean, this is kind of what I wrote down. It just kind of came, but I don't even know if it was on topic. I wrote as if Bob was speaking to me. And like I say, I didn't know what the heck we were doing. Be most grateful all that happens. Everything is designed for your awakening to love, whether or not you can understand how this is so. I think the world of each of you and have only your highest benefit in mind. Would a mother ever turn away from a newborn child? You are that to me every moment.
Ah, that's so sweet.
Wow. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what the topic was, so I was that's kind of what came through.
I want that in my email box, please.
What's that?
Could I have that in my email box, please?
Just you mean like in the chat?
No, in my email box. Would you send it to me?
Well, I don't know the terminology. I'll send that to you.
Pick
Yeah.
up the terminology.
She was flirting with you.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
What?
Yeah, I'd like it too.
Oh my God. I don't know. Okay. I'll find a way to send it out. Oh, I mean, I know I've got Terry and Diane's email, but I don't know if I have yours. Oh, no, I've got yours. Yeah,
Mayher's friend
Meher's friend.
at Gmail.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't even thinking of anything. That's just kind of wrote itself.
I think that's good though. That's the whole thing is I think the prompt was loosely somewhere along the lines of we're meant to becoming this intuitive humanity. How do we get there? I think in the past people are reticent to share their barber intuitions. You know, it can be which for good reason. People can misuse barber intuition, say my barber intuition did this and said that you should do that. So it can be misused, but I think there definitely is a place for it. I think it was Balna too, who did that beautiful book about his barber intuition. So it's not things Barber said to him per se, but things he intuited from Barber, and it's just mind-blowingly beautiful. So I think
Yeah.
it's great.
Yeah, the conversations that he had, they were entitled different conversations with Baba. Yeah.
I'd like to
Josh,
hear Terry and
Josh, try coming back again. It's hard not having you on the screen for me,
Yeah, yeah.
especially since you're facilitating, you know?
You look you look better than your nameplate there.
I'll try. The connection is bad. I'll try. But yeah, you guys keep talking and I'll join and rejoin and whatever.
Yes,
Okay.
please come back.
Terry and Diane, would you like to share?
Well, we got a hand up
Bob,
there, Bob.
Bob has his hand up.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think you're muted, Bob.
Okay, there. What I wrote was just gobbledygook, but I'm gonna, since both Cynthia and Josh talked about family things, these things, these intuitive things, trying to, for me, I sort of think that listening to one's heart and intuition is sort of the same thing. And uh, sometimes it takes a long time for me to get to the place where I can really do that. And sometimes I do use writing to help me clarify things. To be very brief about this, a few weeks ago, I found myself in a family situation and I was just absolutely at sixes and sevens. I mean, my mind was just, I could not decide whether to do anything or just to shut up.
Mhm.
And I went back and forth and back and forth and back and forth and wrote a couple of pages about the situation and brought up everything in me that I could perceive that where it might be coming from. And the whole thing for me finally resolved to two choices. But the mind could not make any sense of that. The mind was going back and forth between, oh, you could do this, well, you could do that, well, you could say this, well, you could say that. Oh, but what if this happened? What if that happened? What if somebody heard this or that? Or what? I mean, it was just awful. And so it was actually a feeling in my head of just craziness. And it was definitely a feeling. I could not, it was a feeling of being stuck. Baba, I don't know what to do. And I asked Baba, finally asked Baba, what, well, I've been asking him all along, but I finally asked, and I finally felt that feeling move from here down to here, and an open place in my heart. And I felt the right thing to do, the right thing to say, and I did it. And at that point, I was able to completely leave the results of the whole thing to Baba, which is something that I cannot do 100. I wish I could, but it worked out so perfectly this time because I was able to, number one, get a feeling for what Baba wanted me to do, and then number two, leave the results completely to him. And but it took me a couple of weeks of just craziness to finally get to that place. So that's it. That's all I have to say on the matter.
Thank you. Yeah.
Did anyone get any cool intuitions while they were writing that they'd like to share? Obviously, don't feel pressured, you know.
I would like to share because I do this every day. And so I said, what message do you have for me tonight, Baba? Kick up your heels. Don't let your sun rain on your parade. I have told you I will make the crooked way straight. You have gifts. Enjoy them. You deserve it. You are gifted and a gift giver. Tread with care when it comes to your son. He has an axe to grind. He is fragile. He doesn't want to look at his part. Forgive him. He knows not what he does. He lashes out and doesn't consider the consequences of his actions. Free yourself. You are my beloved child with whom I am well pleased. It's like he is dropping an atom bomb on an ant.
Wow, so cool. It was yeah, really interesting and so great that I guess you got insights into your life, you know? That's
Yeah, I
feels
do this every day.
yeah, that's awesome. It's and kick up your heels. I love that. That's the party one. Yeah. It's always so nice when he's trying to get us to be happy.
Baba wants me to have fun.
Yeah, in one quote somewhere he said something like you said you folks have a right to be happy. You know, don't give up your right to be happy by worrying Yeah, which I try and remember. But yeah.
Do you
And again,
worry about
family,
your health, Josh?
what was that?
Do you worry about your health?
Um, yes, yes. Um, Again, I've also intuited, whether this is right or wrong, that in a weird way, it's a gift from
I can't hear you. You're
because it
breaking up.
happened. I got COVID sick right over Christmas, testing positive. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's just my internet connection. Just imagine my face. But yeah, so I intuited that it was a gift from Barbara because I got COVID over Christmas. And then ever since, I've had this debilitating massive fatigue of long COVID, post long COVID mystery fatigue.
Which Christmas are we talking about?
The last one. So just the Christmas 2022 Christmas.
2022 Christmas.
So yeah, I've had it for 12 months. But yeah, I tell you, it's not that bad because I'm very lucky enough that I've got an inheritance from an uncle, so I don't have to work when I'm very badly fatigued, and I am studying part time already, so it's okay. Um, yes, so it feels like some weird thing that's happening that apparently is a gift, but it hasn't been terrible. I can tell you, like when I was in high school and I was super depressed and anxious, that was much worse than being debilitatingly fatigued, you know? Like right now, I'm happy, incapable of doing very much in the day, but I live the life of a Roman emperor. That's how I've reframed it because
What do
I
you
I,
mean, a Roman emperor?
I lie on the couch a lot of the time, and if I get up and I do something, I say, "Oh, I've done one thing for the day. That's enough. Now it's time to sit down." And yeah, and it's great. It's
That sounds pretty bad to me.
but but again, imagine that you've got servants fanning you with palm
Oh, well,
swans,
yeah.
and I can get my groceries delivered. They
Do
do
you
that
have
nowadays.
servants
No
fanning you?
servants, but I don't really need any. Um, I just need that.
Electricity.
Exactly, which is arguably I'm more rich than a Roman emperor because I have a fridge, electricity, hot water, things like that.
Hmm.
What do they have? They had hot water. History buffs out there. Okay. Marion, yes. Go for it,
Uh,
Marion.
Thank you so much, everyone, for your sharing. Um, I thought mine is not real long. I thought it would be quickest if I just read it rather than explain it. Is that okay? So this was my what I wrote first. And what I do sometimes, so I did this tonight, was after asking this, I shift into my non-dominant handwriting. So I'm right-handed, so I shifted to my left hand. Dear Lord Baba, I sense I am shifting into the now. That's NOW, the present moment. What was does not carry over into the next moment. I feel scared a lot of the time. I learned that fear is different and to make friends with my fear. This new territory does not feel comfortable or natural. Saying your name, provisional ego, Baba join me, seems appropriate, and yet I miss all my identification with my mind chatter. Please comment. So then I started with my my left hand. As you know, I cannot give you a purely intellectual answer. I can respond. You want an answer to feel safe and protected. This is not new to you, but may give you more of a clue by knowing, in quotes, a way to ease your journey. As you know, you are releasing karmic attachments. You made a commitment to let go of all outer sources where there are expectations. Read the lecture you have, Abyss of Illusion. That's it. So that's a reading I have, a whole reading about the abyss of illusion. So that's it.
Wow, that's great. That was a really cool one, Marion. Yeah, exactly. I'm clapping too. Wow. And it's interesting that so the commitment you made, was that like a commitment you previously have done in your life, or do you feel like it was some kind of post-body commitment? I was interested if you could expand upon that.
Um, not just one day, one commitment, the whole unfolding process along the way. There's I set the commitment for something, and other times it came from a deeper level, because I learned all expectations lead to disappointment and pain. And so it's not always evident where there's an expectation, but it's looking to get needs met from places where they cannot possibly give it to me. And then I'll try harder. So it came through a lot of pain and awakening to get clear about that. And after doing all the digging into every aspect, the words are very important. I use the word intention, which is a powerful word after having done up all the digging, psychological and everywhere. So I use that word, my intention is, and it's very powerful. So I've said that more clearly along the way as I've cleared up a lot of the unconscious aspects of where I have expectations. More will come up, but I have more tools available to me to report it, because I know the first step of transformation is observation, reporting it to Baba, not trying to be different, not trying to change, but reporting it to Baba, because then it opens up my channel to receive Baba's guidance by using language that has a vibration that reflects my state of being. So somewhere along the way, I set that intention, and it's happening because my closest attachments, son, daughter, 4 grandsons, well, they aren't the only ones. But those are my very deepest karmic attachments, and it's been quite a journey in releasing expectations. Yes.
Very cool. That's very cool. And I wanted to share I relate to you, like the fear of I think it was the fear of either like sort of death or destruction that you had rising up in yours. I relate to that a lot as well, where my nervous system will just feel like it's in a life or death situation when it's just wandering along buying groceries or something. But a visualization that I find sometimes helps me that might help others is I try and reframe it from me dying to me transforming. And I imagine that my soul is actually transforming into fire, and that I'm actually, that the sort of any difficulty or sort of destruction happening in my world is actually just parts of my soul transforming into a new, I don't know, like fireific form. I don't know. That's just a visualization. I don't know if that helps or not, but yeah.
And what I began with was so clear that I get the intuitive sense without figuring it out that I'm stepping more into, as I began, the now, where I may have a lovely day. I got a lovely Thanksgiving, but the next day, that does not carry over into the next day. I remember it, I have a memory, but the experience doesn't. It's like being in the now, where the past and the future are not, I'm not looking to them to fill me in some way. So that's what gets scary at times, is that being in the now, stepping into the next moment. And this is kind of new. So I have to retreat from it every once in a while.
There's a Zen saying I like, where every day you have to climb the 1,000 steps to the temple. You can't do 250 today and 250 tomorrow and 250. You got to kind of start from the beginning and make your way to Baba in a whole new way.
Mm-hmm. Yes. I can build on the past, not rely on the past. Yes.
Yeah.
And some days there's snakes on the steps.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you.
I'd like to hear from Terry and Diane.
They don't have to. I feel like
No, no pressure.
It's been a very interesting listening experience, I have to say. That I've had a lot of darkness in my life, and somehow now in this moment, I'm in a lot of light, and the gratitude that I have for Baba is so grand that listening to the darkness, and it's not like I don't have it or never had it, but as you'll see with the writing, and I'm going to read it too, even the darkness is different now for me. So here I go. My dearest Baba, I sit here loving you, loving the community you have given to me. A safe place of divine love, a place for me to share how many ways I love you. The gratitude I feel for you grabbing my beautiful wife as well. We get to love you together, hand in hand. Our child that you gave to us is so fine and so beautiful and gifted. She is your gift to humanity. They came into this life negotiating peace and life and love for all people. We are doing your work, Baba, service and love. The gifts you have handed us, we hold dear in our hearts. The struggles have become lighter, easier, because we know you are holding our hands. You are our magnificent gift. I have moments of that bliss you speak about. I know more will be revealed.
Beautiful.
Incredible, yeah.
Diane, do you have anything?
That wasn't enough.
I just also have to say, Josh, I write a lot, but I've never written like this way. And so I really thank you for giving me that gift, because I'll do it more. And I really need your adorable face on the screen, so you're going to have to figure that stuff out. I'm done.
Gonna have to get a new computer, that's all.
Something.
I think he's on to something.
Right. So I'll just dive in. Dear Baba, I talk to you a lot, but rarely have I taken pen to paper. I definitely have a bit of a writer's block, nay shyness doing so, especially if I know I'll be asked to share. Who knew, Tina? Who knew? But let's have a go at it, shall we? Baba, I so wish I heard you more. I am pretty good about remembering you throughout the day, and I lie in bed and talk to you. And as much as I try to listen, I don't seem to hear you. I hear people tell stories about how you talk to them, come into their dreams, and I have FOMO. I long to feel that I not only remember to remember you, but that I can feel the efforts of my work in turning things over to you. Is that me looking for proof that you exist? Since we came to each other and my connection of you has deepened, I am constantly surprised at feeling that I've got someone to turn to all of the time. That feels like a miracle to me. It's one of the biggest gifts to feed this hungry soul.
Beautiful.
Wow, yeah.
Hey, I've got a song. I don't know if I'll play the whole song, but this is a letter that Delia de Leon, one of the women Mandali, wrote to Baba back in the 30s. And this is kind of her tribute to these women, especially in England. She was from England. They were well educated, cultured, generally higher society, and strong women. And Baba somehow slipped into their life and deeply into our heart. And here's a song that friend of mine wrote and sings. You up for it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have an original sound?
This is the real thing.
Oh, what? Okay. It has to be real sound? Okay, good.
Original sound.
I'll do it again. Okay, good. I'm glad you tell me
Original
that.
sound for musicians.
Yeah.
This is the real thing, beloved. This is the real thing. This is the real thing, Baba. You are the real one. Your tender look has drawn my soul and set my heart aflame with love for you always, beloved. You are the real one. This is the real thing, beloved. This is the real thing. This is the real thing, Baba. You are the real one. You have bestowed so much on me, unworthy me. My prayer shall be to do your will, beloved. You are the real one. To do your will and more to love you still until at last I cease to be and merge within your love. So still, this is the real thing. This is the real thing. This is the real thing, beloved. You are the real one. You have bestowed so much on me, unworthy me. My prayer shall be to do your will, beloved. You are the real one. To do your will and more to love you still until at last I cease to be and merge within your love. So still, this is the real thing. This is the real thing. This is the real thing, Baba. You are the real one.
Anyway,
Yeah, that was beautiful, Jeff. Thanks.
yeah.
Mm.
That was that was Delia's words to Baba. When Baba asked them to write them letters. That was
That's so great.
Yeah.
And Rich, anything you'd like to share? I'd love to hear if you wrote anything or anything at all from you would be great.
I didn't, I read your email once and
I didn't really pay attention, but I had a thought after the Sunday night, and today I watched a magnificent, really incredible YouTube of Erwin Luck from the probably middle 80s. And he was just right on, so dead right on. It was amazing. And people were asking him questions. But because Erwin's just so on, but I wanted to ask Jeff to speak about this because I had this thought after the Sunday night meeting, and I haven't read a lot about it. But as I understand it, especially if you go to the tomb from Myrtle Beach, Baba gives you yoga sanskaras, and those are the how do they work, Jeff? You think?
Well, I mean, Baba's anywhere you go where Baba has been, there are these divine impressions, and they dissolve so much of our garbage that's floating around. I mean, you can go to the tomb and feel like a changed person very quickly, because those divine impressions are just flooding over our impressions. It doesn't change you radically. It softens. I always think Baba doesn't change our nature, he softens our nature. And, and coming here to the center, uh, it's, you can hang out with your soul effortlessly. Whereas if you're in Walmart, you're having difficulty finding out what aisle your soul has been, what shelf it's on. But here, he serves it up to us. I mean, Darwin would, go to the barn. There's a long table there, and he'd put his hands on there and say, "This is the side that Baba sat on at the table." He put his hands out on it. The impressions are there, whether or not we can see them. Yeah.
And it's like that thing where they say in every glass of water, there's a drop of water or a drop of a molecule that Einstein drank. Well, the same will be true for Baba, I guess. So really, yeah, I think they're all pervading to different degrees of qualities or different places.
Yeah. Some part of the air we breathe, Baba was breathing.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, so it works out. And one of the things that Erwin mentioned in this video, there were several questions asked, and this is one of them, and he said it works out where Baba as the avatar, knowing everything about you, can deal with your most immediate sanskaric prevalent needs and continue that process as you go along, as you try to stay close to Baba. I thought that was really, the Satguru, the avatar. But I imagine you talked to Erich and several Mandali, and they mentioned something about this.
About the impressions. Yeah, I mean, but Baba is right with us. If we can tune into Baba, we are tuning into those divine impressions. We don't necessarily have to go to places. It's within us too. I mean, Erich used to say, the tomb is within you. Find the tomb within you. So we are a gold mine of impressions, but we have to get behind the clouds and see the blazing sun. It's right there. It even
I
makes
remember
Colorado sometimes.
I was imagining Baba. Sometimes I imagine him sitting on the chair, but then I imagined like this Baba sort of ghost and it was sat on top of me, so it was interlaced with my body, and that's a whole nother experience too, to think that Baba's in you closer than your very breath. But yeah, sorry to interrupt, Jeff, but keep going.
Yeah, no, that was all I had to say. It's thank God we have his zip code. It's within us too. So, but it definitely can help to go to places where Baba has been. Yeah.
Yes, well, I might head off and go clean my room and water my plants. Um, but you folks continue staying on, loving each other. I love you folks too, and I hope that you're all happy in Barbara's love. Gail, you look like you're going to say something.
I do, is if you end the session, you'll cut us all off. So you need to either make somebody oh, am I the host now? Oh, okay.
Sorry, I think I made you the host when I was trying to
Oh,
reconnect.
cool. That's fine. That's good. I was just, I'm happy to be the host. I just realized that you might not know that if you wanted to leave, be the first one to leave, you would dump us all off. So yeah, well, we certainly appreciate your,
Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
your format,
Thank you. Thank
your
you.
format
Yes.
and your input and getting us all to think about things we hadn't and do things we hadn't done before. Not all of us,
Yeah.
some of us.
Yeah. Thank
Exactly.
you.
Lots of love. Thank you so much.
That's a lot.
You know, this topic, what interesting about this topic is, it is, you know, I've been saying this over and over again, that Monty used to say you have to see things through Baba's eyes. And also, you know, you can put questions and then and develop what is Baba saying to you? You know, it might start out as an imaginary thing, but then you know, he's right there willing to speak to us if we can open up the channel. So, I mean, you can write to Bob and then we think, oh, well, now I'm writing this out. Now, what is Bob going to say to what I've written? Well, you know, it takes a little daring just to think, you know, plug in, see what he might be saying to us. And eventually, you know, some of these older Baba people, Baba speaks. They've opened up the channel and Baba does speak to them. And they get guidance and encouragement, inspiration. So it's a great exercise, I think.
Gail, are you knitting the sweater that you're wearing at the same time? Is that how you're doing it?
Yeah. It knits them right on her person.
Knitting one thing, one's red and one's sort of purple. But that's a good question. It sort of looks like that, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's Christmas time, I'm knitting, but of course my Gmail is gailknits@gmail.com. So I mean I knit all around year round for Christmas. So but I'm knitting for Christmas.
Did you make that sweater you have on, Gail?
Mm-hmm.
You made that sweater?
It's not a sweater. This is a kurta from India, and this is a scarf on top of it.
That you knitted?
Oh, it's not a sweater you're wearing. Oh, it looks like a sweater. I see.
It's not a sweater. Yeah, it's a kurta from India.
It's cotton. It's cotton. Oh, I see.
Yeah, cotton.
Looks beautiful on you.
Well, thank you. Well, I'll go ahead and.
Is this still? This is still recording.
Go ahead.
No, this is recording.
Oh, she can turn off the recording.
I can turn off the recording. Hold on.
You don't have to for me.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Marta.
No, okay. I don't want to. No.
Okay, I'll share then. I started off really basically just writing down almost, just stream of consciousness of what I've done through today. I guess I'm present. I started off with lentils. I'm grateful for lentils. And I made a recipe that I have been wanting to make for years and years, mujdara, which is a Mediterranean or Middle Eastern dish, Lebanese and many other variations. And so I was grateful for lentils and recipes and yarn and knitting needles, dogs, Kippy and my dog Kippy, hobbies, friends over for dinner, able to help my son financially a little bit. Right now he's going through a tough time. I'm grateful for my home, and I get to go to yoga class this month. I'm so excited. My work schedule permits that. My eyes to read and see, and that it's almost December, and in December I get to gift wrap for my friend who has 9 children, and I think there are about 13 grandchildren. So I wrap the presents for the 13 grandchildren, and I love to wrap presents, and I make these intricate designs on them and little things for them to play with and paper things and whatnot. So I've been looking at making some angels or something. So just with basic things. And what I got back from Baba is that I provide the sustenance, I provide the inspiration, I'm the provider. He's given us pets to love and care for and to be loved by. Um, Baba's put people in my life, the provider of those kinds of things. And he's just the great and ultimate source. Provides for my needs. He knows that we need people. He knows that he's planned for us to meet and make friends. He's arranged my work schedule to work on that I get to go with Carol Werner. A lot of people know Carol Werner. Boy, just to go to her, if you want to be loved on, go to her yoga class. I mean, she's the most loving person. And Baba, I'm just grateful that Baba's expanded my world 100-fold coming to him. So that was beside what my eyes were. I just see that the things that are, that I bump in today, and I've also had a chance. Someone from work is a challenging person, and she called my boss, who called me, who I wasn't the one that was in trouble. I mean, I just kind of let it go. But anyway, this person that was difficult, I keep remembering, okay, Baba's in her. Baba's in her. And so I just tried not to just, to do tit for tat, and not to fall into doing the things to her that she does to me. So anyway, it's just I'm just grateful, just very, very, very grateful. And Baba has provided so much. And I always call it when Baba's winking at me. When a favorite song will come on the radio, it's like, oh, cool. I haven't heard this since the 70s, or whatever. Baba is the great provider.
Yeah. Cool.
Who hasn't shared? That wants to share, because this is not a command performance. So I'm going to say, raise your hand or speak up if you wanted a chance to share.
Well, I think I'm going to say good night. Wonderful to see you all. Jai Baba.
Yeah, Bob. Yeah.
Thanks for everything.
Hi, Bob.
Good night.
Yes.
Yeah. See you guys.
Thanks, guys.
I have to go too. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll head off.
Love you all.
See you
Ether.
Sunday.
Yeah.
Hey,
See you
Baba.
Sunday.
Bye.
Love.
What's
Nice seeing you
Sunday?
guys.
What's Sunday?
Jeff's late night chat.
Oh,
Yeah, this is on the real work. This
She,
is
she's on the West Coast. They think differently on the West Coast.
their day doesn't begin until
Oh, yeah.
7 p.m.
On that, good night.
yes, honey, they're making fun of us.
Yeah.
Good night.
All right. Good night,
Good
everyone.
night.
Thank
See you
you.
guys.
Good night, all.
Okay. Good night.
Good